Today, we're diving into a really profound idea about life, about purpose, and what it really means to cultivate Dharma. It's a concept that kind of asks us to look at our entire existence in a whole new way. So let's just get right into it.
So let me start by asking you this. Think about your own life. Does it feel like a journey, heading somewhere specific? Or does it sometimes feel more like a loop, where you keep running into the same problems, the same feelings, over and over again? This very question, well, it's right at the heart of what we're talking about today.
You see, the philosophy we're exploring talks about this powerful idea of a turning point. And we're not talking about a small course correction. This is a massive, fundamental shift in your whole direction, the moment you receive what they call Dharma.
So what does that really mean, to have this kind of shift? Well, it's described as the moment your path changes so completely that you can actually break free from those repeating loops we just mentioned. It's the beginning of a journey towards real, genuine freedom. But, to really get what that after looks like, we've got to talk about the before, what's called the life of unknowing. Before this turning point, life is described as being in a state of unknowing. Now, this doesn't mean you're not smart. It's more like a kind of spiritual blindness, like you're living your life in the dark.
And there's a specific word for this state, Avijja. It's a life where you're pretty much driven by all the external stuff, chasing after money, wanting people to know your name, getting all tangled up in desires. In this state, we're always looking outside of ourselves for happiness, and we don't even realize we're stuck in a trap.
And when you're living in that state of Avijja, this philosophy says you're basically trapped by 4 universal sufferings. These are things that honestly affect every single one of us, no matter who you are or where you come from.
Yeah, these are the big ones: being born, getting old, getting sick, and eventually dying. Now, these things are totally natural, right? But when you're looking at them through that lens of unknowing, they become these huge sources of anxiety and suffering, a cycle that feels totally terrifying and impossible to escape.
This whole relentless cycle, it has a name, Samsara. It's that cosmic loop of birth, death, and then rebirth, where one life of struggle just kind of rolls into the next. It's the ultimate hamster wheel, a journey with no real destination, all fueled by that state of unknowing. So, how do you get off this ride?
Well, that brings us to the way out, the solution, the big revelation that offers a path off that wheel. And it all starts with discovering the inner path by understanding what Dharma truly is.
So, what is Dharma? Okay, on one level, it's the ultimate truth, with a capital T. It's the basic law that runs the entire universe. You can kind of think of it like the operating system for all of reality, the thing that keeps the planet spinning and the seasons changing.
But here's the kicker. It's not just some big external force. Dharma is also something incredibly personal. It's described as the true, divine nature that's already inside every single one of us. It's our real self, our inner wisdom, a little piece of that cosmic truth that we've been gifted.
And check this out. There's this ancient quote from the Doctrine of the Mean that just nails it. It says, "Our nature comes from a higher source. Following that nature, that is the path." And learning how to actually do that, well, that's the whole point of spiritual teaching. And this, right here, is probably the biggest takeaway of all. The search for truth isn't some quest to find something out there. It's an internal journey to rediscover something that's already within you, just waiting to be woken up. So, what happens when it is? So what happens when someone has that turning point? When they start to connect with their inner Dharma? Well, the transformation is, to put it mildly, incredible. It's a total shift from living in the dark to living in the light. I mean, just look at the difference here. The life of unknowing, it's dark, it's stale, you're trapped in that cycle, always anxiously chasing the next thing. But the life of Dharma, it's bright, it's joyful, it's a life where you're free, guided by this deep inner purpose instead of just your cravings. The contrast, honestly, it couldn't be clearer.
And let's be real, this isn't just about feeling good. We're talking about a fundamental overhaul. It means you're breaking the chains of that spiritual ignorance, Avijja. You're waking up the wisdom that was inside you all along. You're finally getting free from that endless loop, and your everyday life is just filled with this incredible sense of purpose.
And get this, the change doesn't just stop with you. This philosophy really emphasizes that when you cultivate your own Dharma, it creates a ripple effect. When you're at peace and living with purpose, that automatically makes you a better family member, a better friend, and that positivity just radiates out into the world.
Okay, so this brings us to a final, really important point. It's crucial to understand that this isn't a one-and-done deal. Receiving Dharma is the turning point, for sure, but what comes next is a continuous, lifelong journey.
You see, the practice isn't about reaching some far-off finish line. It's about how you live, day in and day out. It's about weaving this inner truth into your job, your relationships, all the little things you do. It becomes the very way you walk through life.
There's this simple but incredibly powerful quote from the source that just sums it all up perfectly. The two can't be separated. Your life becomes the practice, and the practice becomes your life. They are one in the same.
So, as we wrap this up, I'm going to leave you with this question to think about. Whether you call it Dharma or you call it something else, what's the inner truth, the guiding principle that you are actively cultivating in your own life?